Dive into the ultimate Bible quiz challenge. Join us for an exciting quiz that will put your biblical knowledge to the test. Get ready for a fun and educational journey through the scriptures. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Question 1. Who was the king of Salem and priest of God Most High that blessed Abram? The answer is Melchizedek, and Melchizedek king of Salem brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. Genesis 14 verses 18 to 19. Question 2. How did Jesus respond when asked about paying taxes to Caesar? The answer is render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's. They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. Matthew 22 verse 21. Question 3. What miracle did God instruct Moses to use to bring water to the Israelites? The answer is striking a rock with his staff. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us, or not? Exodus 17 verses 5 to 7. Question 4. Who was the high priest who helped David when he was fleeing from Saul? The answer is Ahimelech. Then came David to Nob to Ahimelech the priest, and Ahimelech was afraid at the meeting of David, and said unto him, Why art thou alone, and no man with thee? 1 Samuel 21 verse 1. Question 5. Who rolled the stone away from the entrance of Jesus' tomb? The answer is angel, and, behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat upon it. Matthew 28 verse 2. Question 6. What action did Moses take following the battle with the Amalekites? The answer is built an altar, and Moses built an altar, and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi, for he said, Because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Exodus 17 verses 15 to 16. Question 7. Who was released by Pilate instead of Jesus? The answer is Barabbas. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Matthew 27 verse 26. Question 8. Who was Rachel's maidservant? The answer is Bilhah, and she said, Behold my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah her handmaid to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. And Bilhah conceived, and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, God hath judged me, and hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son, therefore called she his name Dan. And Bilhah Rachel's maid conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, With great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed, and she called his name Naphtali. Genesis 30 verses 3-8. Question 9. Can you finish this sentence from the parable of the lost coin? Rejoice with me, for I have found. The answer is, the drachma which I had lost, and when she has found it, she calls together her friends and neighbors, saying, Rejoice with me, for I have found the coin that I had lost. Luke 15 verse 9. Question 10. Who was the only female judge of Israel? The answer is Deborah, and Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time. Judges for verse 4. Question 11. What was the name of Isaac's wife? The answer is Rebekah, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Genesis 20 for verse 67. Question 12. Who guarded the bodies of her 2 sons after they were hanged? The answer is Rizpah, but the king took the 2 sons of Rizpah the daughter of Aiah, whom she bare unto Saul, Armoni and Mephibosheth, and the 5 sons of Michal the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel the son of Barzillai the Meholathite. 2 Samuel 21 verse 8. Question 13. What symbolic act did David perform to show his grief for Absalom's death? The answer is, he wept, and the king was much moved, and went up to the chamber over the gate, and wept, and as he went, thus he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom. Would God I had died for thee, O Absalom, my son, my son. 2 Samuel 18 verse 33. Question 14. Who did Andrew first tell about Jesus as recorded in John chapter 1? The answer is, his brother Peter. One of the 2 which heard John speak, and followed him, was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first findeth his own brother Simon, and saith unto him, We have found the Messias, which is, being interpreted, the Christ. And he brought him to Jesus. And when Jesus beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon the son of Jonah, thou shalt be called Cephas, which is by interpretation, a stone. John 1 verses 40-42. Question 15. Who faced significant loss and returned to Bethlehem? The answer is Naomi. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled, that there was a famine in the land. And a certain man of Bethlehem Judah went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he, and his wife, and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem Judah. And they came into the country of Moab, and continued there. And Elimelech Naomi's husband died, and she was left, and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab, the name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth, and they dwelled there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also both of them, and the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. Ruth 1 verses 1 to 5. Question 16. Who played the role of a prostitute to ensure the continuation of Judah's family line? The answer is Tamar, and Judas begat Phaez and Zara of Thamar, and Phaez begat Esrom, and Esrom begat Aram, and Aram begat Aminadab, and Aminadab begat Naasson, and Naasson begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Booz of Rachab, and Booz begat Obed of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. Matthew 1 verses 3 to 6. Question 17. What was David's profession when he was anointed by Samuel? The answer is shepherd. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and, behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. 1 Samuel 16 verse 11. Question 18. Who stopped David from seeking revenge on her husband? The answer is Abigail. And there was a man in Maon, whose possessions were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep, and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding, and of a beautiful countenance, but the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb. 1 Samuel 25 verses 2 to 3. Question 19. What army assaulted the Israelites during their time in the desert? The answer is Amalekites. Then came Amalek, and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek, and Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone, and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side, and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. Exodus 17 verses 8 to 13. Kindly let us know how many questions you got right in the comment section below. And also, we respectfully request that you support us by subscribing to our channel and hitting the like button. Your assistance enables us to share the gospel further. See you guys in our next video.